One of the most common excuses that people give for them not being successful or not even trying to be successful at things that they want to be successful at is that they don't have enough resources. So, very often you meet people that say that they've not started that business that they said that they wanted to start because they don't have enough resources. Maybe money, maybe equipment, maybe products, and what have you. They have not gotten enough resources to actually start. And it's usually funny because they are missing the main point of actually starting a business, or missing the main point of doing most things in life. And that point is called resourcefulness. People that get successful are not people that have all the resources. In fact, nobody has all the resources. There are people that have learned the lesson of being resourceful, that is, using what you have. That's what we are going to be looking at in this video. Before we get into it, I want you to like the video. I want you to share the video with other people, and I want you to hit on the subscribe button if you have not done it already. Now let's get into it. It's very common for people to get into the misconception that they need more money, more connections, more equipment, and on and on and on before they can start something. In fact, you can talk to someone about the business and the person says that I had started my business because I don't have money. And they don't see the problem with that argument or with that statement. But sometimes when people say things like that, I help them to see that it's not that you have not started your business because you don't have money. It's that you don't have money because you have not started your business. And sometimes people are like, okay, how will I start even if I don't have money so that I will have money? And that is the real thing. Like, that is the real game. And that is where resourcefulness comes into play. You have to be resourceful. There's nobody that has nothing. You have something. You may say, oh, I'm going through a lot, I don't have money to eat. Like, you have something. You have hands, you have legs, you have at least some form of energy, you have the ability to talk, you have the ability to do some form of work. That is the real lesson. Resourcefulness. How can you use what you have? For you to know that this is actually a real problem that is common to everybody, you would see people that have more than others even give the same excuse of not having enough resources. Like, you see some people having nothing but pushed, just tried, got a job, walked up to people, spoke to people. But you see some other people that even have more resources, more money, more connections than those initial set of people, still give the same excuse. Maybe someone wants to start a music career and the person says, I don't have microphone, I don't have a studio, I don't have a laptop, I don't have musical instruments. But you see people that have nothing, they don't even have food to eat, but you see them going from studio to studio, getting getting to do odd jobs, right? Just for an opportunity to start, just for an opportunity to record. I mean, there are countless musicians like that. I learned that even a popular musician in Nigeria, Wizkid, was like that. They didn't have so much money to get recordings, and he'll go to the studio, do a couple of stuff, run errands, so that at the end of the day, when there's nobody using the equipment in the studio, at least he will be able to record something, just for practice, just for rehearsals, just be able to record something. Now, that's someone that did not have resources but knew how to be resourceful. Like, resourcefulness is the name of the game. Is the name of the game. You just have to look at yourself and find out, what do I have, and use those things that you have to keep on moving the ball forward. It's easy for most people to always see their disadvantages. It's easy for people to always see what they lack, what they don't have. But it takes extra skill, it takes extra effort to always see solutions, to always see your advantage. There is nobody that doesn't have an advantage in anything. Anything, you always have an advantage. Now, you may not be the most advantaged person in your field, but you have an edge, and that edge is that you are you. And you can use anything, anything. It could just be your way of talking. Could just be your experiences and the street credibility that you have because of your experiences. You have an advantage and you can always use it. So instead of always focusing on what you don't have, what you wish you have, what you hope that you have, always ask yourself, what do I have? Like, you have to really look at yourself and think deep. What do I have that can I start using right now? Accept the fact that you don't have everything and you're never going to have everything. In fact, the more resources you have, the bigger the projects that you want to do. So ask yourself, what do I have that can at least take a step or two steps? You may want to stop thinking about the end goal, right? You still want to have the end goal, but ask yourself, what are the things that I have? Or what are the things that I can easily get? It may be to borrow something. I was listening recently to a content creator, that's Sydney Talker, like a content creator. Like, that is what it does, a content creator. And he said that the first few pieces of content that he put out, he did not record them on his phone. He didn't even have a phone. He had to borrow phones from friends, family members in order to shoot his video. Like, if that doesn't show you that resourcefulness is the name of the game, you are probably not yet getting it, because he didn't have anything. He didn't even have a phone to record, not to talk about cameras. No, he didn't even have a phone that he was using. He had to borrow phones from friends, and he's a very successful content creator in Nigeria today. I can spend the whole day telling stories, examples upon examples upon examples of people that mastered the art of resourcefulness. In fact, if I'm going to tell you examples, I will spend the whole day talking about everybody that is successful, from sports to music. Even in business, everybody had to be resourceful. You may ask, how about Dangote? Dangote had to be resourceful. He Most of his projects, he did not have enough money to do his projects. I mean, if you are surprised about that, you can just read about him. There's almost no major project that he has done that he had enough money to set up at the onset. Even down to his refinery, he didn't have enough money upfront to do it. He had to borrow. He had to get favors from people, from the government. He had to get assistance from people in order to get the project going and completed. It is the art of resourcefulness, using what you have, leveraging people that you already know, asking for help, asking for encouragement, asking for favors, talking to people, exchanging little services for a little bit of money, exchanging services for other services. You say, can you help me edit my videos, and I'll help you to do something else. Exchanging this for that. Just being resourceful in order to get things going. So stop focusing on scarcity and let your mind focus on those things that you have. It may not be everything, but the things that you have are the things that you will need or you will use to move you to the next stage. Maybe you should not think so much about 10 steps ahead, but get things from people, from yourself. Use your skill, use your talents, use your energy, use your time to get things running. The people that have the greatest problems when it comes to when it comes to resourcefulness, are people that are beginners. And that's quite understandable, because as a beginner, you many times don't have things going together for you. A beginner in business, a beginner in anything, right? And I did a video about why it is hard to be a beginner, and what you can do in spite of it being hard to still become good and become successful at what you are beginning at. I'll put the video on the screen and you can watch that video next. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Until the next video, bye.